Tonight, we are talking about the Kino Well Supplies Lasso, which should be fun and interesting and kind of unique. So I'm doing this one a bit late because, in all honesty, haven't feeling the best lately, which some of you guys know. And what that means is that a lot of times when I come in here, I come in here and I later on the night because after work has been stressful. I tend to pass out. I finish work, have some food, talk to my better half, and then we we just rest up. We pass out. We kind of do our thing. So hopefully there'll be some people on there tonight. This is a later video now. My videos used to be later videos, ones that I used to do before. So that is kind of fun. I do have to say that my last video was completely 110% demonetized. Hey there, Dirk. Welcome, man. Hey, Richard. And that was because, well, I thought that the Kung Fu TV series was worth telling you guys about. Hey there, Dustin. Hey there, Ken. But guess what? Because I showed you the trailer with the sound down for the Kung Fu TV show, because I decided, hey there, Jason, to hey Craig, man, hey Rye, to just be nice about it. Warner Brothers did a copyright claim on that video. Hey there, Iceman. So think about that for a second. Somebody came on there on YouTube and gave a show that people are iffy about free publicity, and the copyright struck my video. So any meager thing that comes from that video, I guess, is going to Warner because I'm not getting it. So screw them. Anyway, let's start out on a more positive note, though. Kino has a sale going on right now. Hey, don't you hate those bots? Hey there, Hammer. Hey there, Haj. Welcome, man. So, a while back, I got some review copies from Kino, which was a kind of a test thing. I'm not quite sure yet if I'll be getting more. I hope so. I have reached out to Kino. But tonight we're talking about one thing that's super fantastic, and that is the Kino sale. So we're going to go to the Kino Supplies last sale. I'm going to do it much the way that I normally do it. I'll pick one or two things from each line as we go through the pages. My voice is not the best tonight, so I'm not quite sure if I'm going to be able to do it forever. Now, for those that were here last time, you know that I'm using a new thing called Melon. And one of the things that I found out after signing up and paying my $20 for Melon, American, is that when I go full screen, when I'm sharing another page, and I just put the page on there, you can't hear me. That's a flaw in the Melon system. There is actually no way to get around that. So when I go on, when I show you guys a page, like I'll be doing with this one right here, we'll be doing it like this, which I don't think is too bad because we can all still see everything. And it gives me a backdrop, and it'll let me decide over the next month or so if I want to stay with Melon or if I want to go with StreamYard. But either way, we're going to try and keep it semi-professional, and you guys let me know what you think. Now, the good thing about this is streaming on Facebook as well right now. Two Westerns on a spy movie. All right, I couldn't tell by the cover. Well, let's find out. So I'm going to go to the website right now. It's going pretty good, man. Finally got the Planet of the Apes series. Who else could put out Hickey and Boggs? Ronan said they have no plans. Shout Select, maybe. Uh, Kino seems like the best place for it. If they've lost the rights, then. Uh, oh, speaking of which, big announcement today. One of my favorite like cheesy like horror films, Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge. Arrow Video's putting it out. It's long been one of those kind of like late '80s like slasher style films that I actually just fell in love with when I saw it. I remember the uh, the coverage for it. I remember the ads in horror magazines, and then it just like disappeared. Never made it to DVD. Only ever made it to VHS. And now Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge is getting a Blu-ray release from Arrow Video, and I'm actually pretty excited about that. So let's look at the sale. The well supplies last. I know Kino does these every once in a while. So what I'm going to do here is I shall pick. Oh yeah, like if Iceman actually, if you some people have actually got the card in their in their recent release. 48 hours and another 48 hours. Both of them are getting most people accepted 48 hours. So look at that. That there, by the way, what you just heard was news that a package that I'm extremely excited about is on its way. I'm not quite sure where it's at right now, but let's check it. Let's do the where is Aaron's package at? Oh God, I can't sing. Like I can't sing when I'm not sick, but I definitely can't sing when I'm sick. Process through facility. Looks like it just cleared customs tonight. That's what's taking all my stuff so long. Mill Creek is putting out a 12 film Randolph Scott set. I definitely recommend it. I'm pretty sure that's some of the Bud Boddicker stuff, plus extras. I'm not quite sure if that was on my review list, actually. I don't think it was. I'd have to check. I got 3 Mill Creek ones reviews coming this week, actually, including one for Tell Death, which is going to get a good review. Just tell that right now. Okay, so let's start off with the. I do apologize for getting waylaid. So I don't remember Camp Nowhere so well. If you're a kid in the '90s, though, I'm guessing this is probably going to be one for you, Christopher Lloyd. Now I can tell you right now, I'm a huge fan of 52 Pickup. It doesn't get a lot of love, but the villains in 52 Pickup are fantastic. Well, basically because man, John Glover's in 52 Pickup, and John Glover, he's the man. He is amazing in absolutely everything that he does, and he's always been that character actor that stands out for me. And let's just be honest there. He's one of him and Michael Rosenbaum, they made Smallville. They really did. There's a lot of good stuff on the first line here. So right in the first row here, we see movies like Richard Burton and Absolution, the amazing Across 110th Street, which I cannot recommend enough. That has a fantastic score as well. And movie soundtracks, movie scores are so important to me. When I'm when I'm watching a film, look at Halloween. Look at Halloween without the music. Only Kino DVDs you ever stock are in Sacrifice. Kino actually does some really great stuff. Now, early on, I used to find the Kino, there's no features or it's just the film, and then they started just putting out so much stuff, like some with some great features, and then I just realized just the quality and the depth of their library, and it really turned me around. It was about a few years back. I started my better half's favorite label. One of her favorite labels is Kino. So whenever we do like a Kino order from like a Kino sale, it's like half me and half her. 50 Pick Up the Ambassador are adaptations. Are they really? I don't know. I don't know if I've seen the Ambassador then, Iceman, because they seem really different. I have not seen the Good, Bad, and the Ugly UHD. I did a request for a UHD, but I received the Blu-ray copy of it. Of not of that one though, but of Spaceballs, because I wanted to see what their UHDs were like, and I do plan on buying that one anyway. So you'll find out when I do grab it. All right, so we got here at War with the Army, which is a one of those like Martin Lewis films. Bear Alive is cool. That used to come like used to find a lot back in the day, but it's one of those that I really liked. I'm not sure if where it was so readily accessible when I was younger. Not so much so now, but but to just see it with a good quality print, remastered. Um, I love Martin Lewis, so at War in the Army was given for me. George C. Scott with Bank Shot. I just again, you can't go wrong with George C. Scott. Not in my opinion, anyway. I just think that actor's fantastic. Hey, Logan Masker, there's a Kino Lorber sale going on right now. Caldwell Supplies last. Hey there, Matt. I am sick as a dog, but you know what? I am going to soldier on because shag that. If I'm going to let anything stop me from getting my stuff done tonight, we are doing this. What is it they say at, or they used to say on Console Wars, right? Are we doing this? We're doing. For those that don't know, it's a web show. Hey, come on! Even the Dolphin movie, I'll even give George C. Scott because George C. Scott is one scary dude. Michael, neither one of us would say, "Hey, George C. Scott, your movies suck," because in in reality, if the Changeling was real, George C. Scott would enter that haunted house. The ghost would say, "No way in hell am I haunting George C. Scott," and the movie would be very short. Okay, let's go on. There is Big Business and Scenes from Mo, which isn't a bad one. I like Bloody Mama. I really do. Uh, you would not. You are so high, man. With Shelley Winters, I'm a big Shelley Winters fan. I like Don Stroud. Billion Dollar Brain, Ken Russell. It's Ken Russell. Yeah, exactly, Auntie. Very rarely do I find in Ken Russell that I don't like. We got a 3D one here, which is Ceasefire. So is this a 3D archive? So let's just check it right here. So if this is done by 3D Archives, then this is going to have real 3D and not Analgif, because that's really important to know. Yeah, 3D Film Archive. So only the most recent one that was done by 3D Film Archives, as far as I know. If anybody knows any different, definitely let me know. Is that Dynasty was the very first one when they used Analgif 3D along with the real 3D, because they are purists when it comes to 3D archive. That it is what they do. It's what they're good at. Hence the whole 3D archive name. All right, on page 2 here we got some great stuff. Certain Fury. Actually, I like Certain Fury. A lot of people don't talk about this one. It's one of those Tatum O'Neal and Irene Cara. That's just enough right there. You don't have to say anything else. It's like it's Tatum O'Neal and Irene Cara. I'm there. I'm already there. Okay, here's one that's I really hate this. It should be. I mean, Kino still does DVDs, as far as I know, Alan. So just take a look through the website there. You'll normally see that they do a lot of DVDs as well. So, Consenting Adults with Kevin Kline has long been a favorite film of mine. Like, I have always loved this film, and the idea of this film was something that kind of it stuck with me, and for personal reasons, actually. But we got Kevin Kline, Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio, Kevin Spacey, Forrest Whitaker, E.G. Marshall, and Rebecca Miller. Directed by Alan J. Pakula. I will say now, I actually really, really dig this film. I know there's a certain actor in there that, but still, I really love this movie. There's a lot of other actors in this movie as well. Yeah, I really like this film. Chamber of Horrors with Edgar Wallace. Well, with Edgar Wallace. Yeah, right. Written by Edgar Wallace. We got Cop Out here with James Mason. Cult of the Damned, Jennifer Jones. I'm probably alone on this, but I kind of dig the couch trip. And I don't remember Cops and Robbers, but it's got Cliff Gorman, and I really like Cliff Gorman. 100% recommendation right here, right now. One to pick up. If you, it's a serial, and it is one of the best serials ever done. It just has such great stuff in it. It's called Daredevils of the Red Circle. Charles Quigley, Herman Brooks is in this one. If you have not seen this serial, it's fantastic. Not only is it a really great serial, but it has some fantastic stunt work in this one as well. Some great like chapters, some great cliffhangers. For me, it's one of the unsung serials and one of the best ever put out there. And I think it's probably the best the Kino put out serial wise. And they put out some good serials like Captain Marvel. So you got the Shazam serial, but but this one here, yeah, this one was really fantastic. Deadly Dreams. I remember the cover, but I don't remember the film. This is a Code Red release. Yeah, it's Code Red. The Devastator. Anything that says this director's name on it, Cirio H. Santiago is like money in my house because my better half and me were both huge fans of director Cirio H. Santiago, and we watch a ton of his movies. We got a bunch of Code Red stuff. We got stuff from Vinegar Syndrome. We got The Mothers, and it's just such cool stuff. Hey there, Matthew. Welcome, man. You ever seen Casino? It's worth checking out. I mean, Jacob, I thought it was a good film. Basically, here's the premise. The basic premise of Consenting Adults is there are two couples, and I'm not sure if they got a summer home or they just move in next to each other. But Kevin Kline is attracted to the, just normally attracted to the, maybe a little bit more than normally attracted to the next door neighbor's wife. And the next door neighbor pretty much says, I got an idea. How about we swap? And and one night they decide to, he says, my wife's down with it. We'll just go in the dark type thing. Already seems sketchy, right? So you would think Kevin Kline would be suspicious. He's not. And things do not go well. Things definitely do not go well. It's one of those man on the run, wrong man type of things. Life ruined, which you got to check out. Genuine reunion. Not so much like Ice Storm. Was set in the 70s. That whole Key Party thing, which was an actual thing. Still is actually. Key parties going all the time. Probably not so much now. Not in today. Not what's going on right now. But they used to, man. They used to. Trust me on this one. But this is more of a thriller. It's a thriller. I said, oh man, that sucks when things go to print. Hopefully it'll come back and print again. That's the only thing we can hope for, or it gets picked up somewhere else. So Dimension 5, I don't know this one that well. I know Jeffrey Hunter's in it, but it's super cheesy, so I'm down with that type of stuff. Disorganized Crime, again, it's another one that I think gets a badder rap. It's not as bad as people say it is. Actually, don't mind it. And Face to Face, because look at this. It's a spaghetti western. It's got by Sergio Salemi, who of course who did The Big Gun Down, Violent City is listed right there. There's my cheat sheet right there. So recommendation on any spaghetti western stuff. I love spaghetti westerns. I don't have Coming Home yet. I did like the film, but there's a lot of films that I really like that I don't have yet, Matt. That I eventually want to grab, hopefully in the near future. So Falcon and the Snowman. Well, I'm guessing by now everybody's seen The Falcon and the Snowman. If you haven't, it's a fantastic film. It's just one of those movies that it was big back in my day. And it was, again, one of those films that Timothy Hutton and Sean Penn, everybody saw it. So It sticks in your mind. Sidney Poitier here with For Love of Ivy. Robert Mitchum. I'm a huge Robert Mitchum. And look at some of these prices, by the way. I haven't highlighted the prices here, but just like this. Robert Mitchum Foreign Intrigue is $6.99. So $6.99 for a Robert Mitchum film. Yeah, pretty cool. I love the Sartanis. That's one of my favorites, Matthew. And the Ringo like double feature, money, totally money. So yeah, Foreign Intrigue here. We got like $5.99. You can get Four Faces West, which is Joel McCrea, I think. I think it's Joel McCrea, if I remember. Yeah, Joel McCrea and Francis D. So you got some classic stuff here, some older stuff, some stuff that I actually super stoked about. The Fourth War, which I think is Jürgen Prochnow. Raj Schreider and Jürgen Prochnow. I remember Jürgen Prochnow from The Seventh Seal. Remember the Demi Moore from The Seventh Seal? So that, yeah, I remember him from that. And he always kind of stands out from that. Spaghetti Westerns. Leonis Carbucci. As Carbucci being the best? Because I'm not quite sure. Because Carbucci, to me, like he kills it. But all three Sergios are great. That's the thing. Why could I not have been named Sergio? I would have made great films if my name was Sergio Craig. All right. So we got here Joe Don Baker in Frame. Not going to lie, I actually do dig this film. I'm a Joe Don Baker fan. So, of course, Joe Don Baker from Mitchell. Charlie Varick, too, I think. And a ton of films. Like, who does not want... He was taken by everyone for everything he had. All he had left was one obsession. To get even. To pay them back. 2 for 1. There you go. Joe Don Baker in Frame, the film by Phil Carlson. And I got to say, yeah, Nathaniel Thompson does a commentary for this one, so you know it's going to be a good commentary. I'm married, so I can't ask anyone out. uh, 12. Did you buy 12, man? What'd you pick up? And here we got Freeway with Darlene Flugel, James Russo, Billy Drago, and the great Richard Belzer from Law and Order, SVU, Homicide. Yeah, we play the character Munch in many different shows, and even in The Simpsons, I think. I, again, love Freeway. I don't have this. I'm surprised I don't have this one because I actually really like Freeway. Walking Tall. I love Walking Tall, man. Now, I do not remember this movie at all. It's a Ron Clark film with Howie Mandel. But I can tell you right now, I can remember clearly, like passing like this film so many times at my local video shop and wanting to pick it up. I just love the artwork. Like you can see the artwork right there. It's a very kind of a Mad Magazine crack type of like. My cat's going crazy over there, but I'm not sure if you guys can hear them or not. They're just running around like nuts. And I want to get this movie just because I just get those feels. No, not the one with Chevy Chase. This is the Canadian one. Let's see what the plot is. I actually really don't even know. But I passed this so many times in my video store. And for those that don't know, one of the things that I'm doing with my movies, like when I'm collecting films in my movie library, is another Freeway. Yeah, actually, yeah, there you go. Same films with similar names, or the same names, not to be confused. I want to have a lot of the films that I had in my that I had or I saw or that I want to have in my youth. Basically, I want to have a movie store, literally my own movie store, not to sell or anything like that, but like basically my own rental place in my wherever it is, my basement, my condo, wherever I'm staying at the time. So let's read. Let's see if this intrigues anybody here. So this is $4.99 for Blu-ray. So that's insane. It's a $30 Blu-ray, 83% off. So the funny farm, these budding comedy stars are as crazy offstage as they are on. Miguel, America's funniest illegal alien. Miles, who can't decide if he's a black comic or a comic who happens to be black. This is not the most, I'm guessing it's not the most PC film. Or Bruce, who's manic act, bored Johnson. Sandy and Peter, the intense political satirist. The funny farm is hilarious and insightful look into those who live the lives of comedians. Oh, wow. Actually, that does sound interesting. Starring comedy superstar Howie Mandel, genre show legend, oh, Jack Carter, okay. And the great Eileen Brennan from of course, the What are you doing, crazy cat? My cat is right into the catnip tonight, and you can tell. Now it's always like, I wish I had some catnip. Okay, Game of Death, of course. Yeah, it is exactly what you think it is. Robert Wise, really like this one. Definitely recommended. Gross Anatomy, again, I like this one too. This one gets a bit of a bad rap as well. It's Matthew Modine. I really like Matthew Modine. He's one of those actors that he's got a kind of a character. He's a character. He's a character actor, and people either I think because of the way that he plays things that he's not kind of over the top. uh, they they basically they underrate him, and I really think Matthew Modine is really good. 6 Feet Under's album Haunted used the skull really on the cover of Haunting Umbrella. Well, isn't that one of the most beautiful covers, man? Like Das, like I have the old DVD of this one, and this is Jim Wynorski film, by the way, guys. So if this is a better print, I would definitely pick it up. So look at this cover here. It is a gorgeous freaking cover. Dave McCallum, Nicole Eggert, of course, from Baywatch, or that's at least that's what I remember from. Lana Clark, Maria Ford. Maria Ford. If you like nudity in the 90s, you were always glad to see Maria Ford's name on a film. It was something you're always glad to see. Being different, boys, don't give up the ship. I love that War of the Army. Good choice, man. And I do love boys too. That sounds wrong, but no, it doesn't actually. It's right on. Bloody Mama Phobia. Bloody Mama Phobia. Oh, Phobia. Phobia's that. I gotta get Phobia. That's the guy from Starsky and Hutch. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, Honey Merle is a really good film. I interview with Roger Corman on here. Uh, got Lana Clarkson. It's such a cool film. Target. Why did your thing get hidden? Oh, What's New Pussycat? I love the song, and I love the movie too. Part of the late big, yeah, actually, kind of part of that kind of Poe revival, where the films that would come out with the Poe name really have not so much to do with Poe, but would be fun anyway. The short-lived series Haunted is here. Um, can't say hey there, Dungeon Studio. Welcome, man. I guess I got to stop right now. Hey there, Cobra, and say the thing that I always got to say because this is YouTube and all. Hi there, and thank you for joining me on my Cloud Cinema YouTube channel. If you're one of the 34 people that are watching right now, and you have yet to hit the like button, it'll make you feel much happier, and me feel much happier when you spike the like button, and we can get that because basically it helps out for you seeing and being notified when my videos come live and all that jazz. There we go. There is a donation link down as always, and there's even a link to the Kino Lowbrow sale right down in the description if you want to follow along on your own computer or device. There. All right. See, you are happier now. Saving up for your Vincent, huh? Maybe I can intrigue you, Matt. But here, let's do this. Well, it says, well, supplies last. So I don't really know, Elton, to be honest with you. I would love to tell you, okay, this is or isn't, like have a definitive. But I don't. I can reach out and see what I can find out. But I'll ask if Matt gets back to me. He's a busy guy, so he's really uh, so it's hard getting some information. But if these are going to print, I'll let you know. Because while supplies last sound like either these things are out of print or they're not going to be like stocked in a while. So this very well could be an out of print sale, but I can't verify that. So I don't want to give you wrong information. I don't want to give you like FOMO. Did anybody notice, by the way, we decided last night, like this weekend, my better half uh, was like, okay, she was a bit nervous about the Warner thing. She said, well, let's go in and get some animation. So we went onto Amazon.com, uh, and we just decided to go and look at all the like the Warner Brothers animation, especially the older stuff, and it had all been like pretty much in stock uh, from other places, and none of it was there. None of the animated shows that we wanted were in stock anymore. So that like shocked us. And I actually spoke to Heath afterwards from Serial at Midnight, who, by the way, his video you should check out on the whole Warner Brothers situation. And we had to go look in other places to see where we could find some of the animation that we want because it doesn't look like some of it is coming back, especially the older stuff. So just to go on the whole conspiracy of everything, of like where's Warner Brother going? Well, there's a notification that was from their Amazon.com site too. Yeah, you're right. Actually, I think if this said it was going, if they put it going out of print, FOMO would hit in Elton, and you get a lot more people like going and grabbing some stuff right now. And I think once you realize, oh wow, well supplies last, it has a nice ring to it. But yeah, some of these could go to print. Ryan, I'm so glad that that I picked up those Looney Tunes things. I got the gold collection, I got the platinum collection, and I'm a huge Looney Tunes fan. We are in our house. Fear of missing out does. FOMO's fear of missing out. Much like these here, if these aren't going to be reprinted. So if there are titles here that you really want, jump on them just in case. I got to get Killer Party. I got to get Star 80. That one, Star 80 gets me in the feels, as my kids would say. Look at me killing like youthful lines. Um, all right, so we got Hidden Agenda here. I actually dig this one as well. It's got Francis McDormand in this one, and I think Brian Cox. It probably says there for crying out loud. Yeah, it does right there. See, all I gotta do is read. If I took 2 seconds more to read, I would know that those things. My better half actually talked about the 444 sale and the fact that you guys were so lucky to have that because if we would have had that here in Canada, because they cut off like the whole stream of revenue, but not like shipping internationally. Star 80 got me, man. It really got me. The first time I saw that I was young, Jacob, and Eric Roberts, Mary Hemingway. I mean, it got me. It killed me. Ken Loach, definitely worth getting. I don't yet have the 80th anniversary collection, uh, and I'm wondering, are they going to do one with the pop? Because I don't think they are. Star 80 is sad, especially because it's true, it's real, and she was such a beautiful lady, apparently inside and out. We got along here, and we got How Do I Love Thee with director Michael Gordon, The Honey Pot with Mankiewicz, and of course, it's Rex Harrison. Eric Robert was a really good actor, like in today. Like not that he's not a good actor now, but he chose some more intriguing stuff. Hey there, Kubrick, welcome, man. I find this kind of neat that up in there with Supplies Last Sale, it shows Chaz Palminteri, and I just finished watching today Law and Order Criminal, uh, what's it called, Organized Crime. The pilot episode, the first episode, that one, and Chaz actually shows up in it. They told when I reached out to them, Jason. They said there was like it was sort of a rights issue or something like that. They couldn't do it. I was kind of sketchy on that being the reasoning. Let's just say I wasn't quite sure if I believed it, but it is what it is, I guess. But it is sad because my again, like much like Kino Warner archives are very similar, and I guess that's one of the reasons I can mention both of these here. Is if anybody, if Kino does decide to get sell out some of their stuff, like the rights to certain like titles that they have, like if like I mean sorry, if Warner Archive starts to sell out the rights to titles, Kino's is the optimum fit for a lot of the stuff that they're putting out for that Warner Archives puts out. my concern, and I think I think Heath's concern as well, is and man, I spoke with Brian too from Just the Disc. Make sure you check out his channel and his podcast, and of course Pure Cinema as well. Is that they're going to be holding on to a lot of this for uh, for the for streaming rights, but you never know. You never know. I don't have an in like a lot of people do, so I can only go by anything Bela Lugosi is cool. I'm just gonna put it there right now. Invisible Ghost, Yul Brenner, Invitation to a Gunfighter. Actually, I really like this as well. And I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna put it. I don't have the. Actually, I just we got it in our cart. The One Archives, Tex Avery Screwball Volume 2 and Volume 1, and the last two Popeyes. Because don't forget Popeye. Those Blu-rays for Popeye actually are Warner Archives too, or Warner as well. Because so the Popeye can go to print too. And Jennifer, I love Jennifer. This is such a fun. She's mistress of snakes. I love my Doctor Who, man. I gotta say, I do love my Doctor Who. You see the Doctor in the background? Is that it? I didn't know if you could see in the background. I got my Doctor Who back there. Hey, Anthony, welcome, man. Anthony, you asked the question. Actually, somebody just asked the question, and as far as we can tell, it looks like these are ones that aren't going to be reprinted. Now, I don't know for sure, but from what Well Supplies last sales do normally, you know, are talking about titles that they're not going to be redoing. Maybe the rights are gone. Maybe they're just not going to be doing these anymore. So these may be your last time to get these, and to get them at these great prices as well. It's fun. It's incredibly fun. So and incredibly scary as well. Anytime a movie goes out of print, we got to wait for to see if it's going to come back or not. And for some, this that was Jennifer's Body, not Jennifer's Body, no, different film, but still a good film. As you can see, for $13.99, there's yet another fantastic like 3D film archives. I love Dynasty, and I'm definitely going to be picking up some more of these 3D releases. They just do such a good job, and I do have a 3D TV, so that's never a problem there. Unfortunately, 3D TVs aren't being made anymore. That's what I'm here for, Diggle. Hopefully, I steer you right, and hopefully, you get some cool stuff. Because this one here, we got like Brian Keith, Rhonda Fleming, Lon Chaney Jr., Richard Denning. Oh man. Oh, the Patreon video. Oh yeah, I will actually. Oh, just so you know, I am hoping to do this Friday night a new Patreon exclusive video. We'll be hitting it to May, and we'll be going into we'll be starting the month of the Vinegar Syndrome, and after May, I think we're going to go into the Giallo Club. So you're going to see a lot more live videos, especially now that I paid for unlimited. I'm going to use it. All right, so let's look here. Last Embrace. I like Last Embrace. So Jonathan Demme. It's one that I wasn't sure of the first time I saw this. I don't see the Blu-ray here. The DVD is here. I love Hotel New Hampshire Dungeon. Like, well, I'm a huge fan uh, of the author. So I read all the books, but hell, it all started, I think, with Hotel New Hampshire and I think Ward Courtney Gart, John Irving, right? So I've been super looking forward to basically like revisiting Hotel New Hampshire. I got the DVD that one, but such a good one. If you get the chance to get it, Matt, it's a really fun film. It's got a great cast and a young uh, Natasha Kinski, who's gorgeous in the film. She's the bear, and an amazing sequence between and such chemistry between Rob Lowe and Jodie Foster, who plays brother and sister, and it's a really strange brother and sister relationship that they do have, by the way. Koch, Walter Matthau, uh, again directed by Jack Lemmon, starring Walter Matthau. Koch is an underrated film. Definitely recommend you check it out if you haven't seen it. Now it's not an action film, but it's just a nice, well acted film. My Kino, it's one of my bigger collections. Not my biggest collection in my right now, but I do have a few Kino. Nothing like Heath. Um, Sometime I'll do like a complete collection update on my Kino stuff. Was he nice? Because Jonathan Demme seemed like he would be nice. So Killer Force is here again. Telly Savalas, huge Telly Savalas fan. Uh, Big Killer Force. So Killer Force, yeah, right away. Last Command with Sterling Hayden. Again, I really enjoyed that film. Lady Takes a Chance. Yeah, my favorite on this one here, I guess, is gonna be Last Embrace. And Last Embrace was one that I didn't normally take to right away, but on like subsequent viewings, I actually really kind of dug it. Nice humble guy. I love when I hear that. Here, I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of films that I am not sure of, or that I haven't seen or haven't seen in a while. I don't have the chalk card, though I've heard amazing stuff about Ryan. But is that Roy Schreider? Because if that's Roy Schreider, I'm definitely. Even better, it's Tom Berenger. So yeah, Tom Berenger, Elizabeth Perkins, and Ann Archer. My biggest label that I have in my collection right now, Mike, I think, is my Arrow video collection. I've got a huge collection of Arrow video, and probably like Mill Creek's getting up there for what I got, but definitely Arrow video is probably the largest thing. I have a complete like huge shelf of Arrow video, and that's not all my Arrow video. There's other. I've got box sets and stuff all over the place. I got all the Columbus seasons actually. That was one of my goals, TV goals. So Love at Large. Don't remember the film, but it's got Tom Berenger and it's got the beautiful Ann Archer and Elizabeth Perkins in it. So yeah, hell yeah. Unfortunately, right now, Alton, a lot of times when companies are getting the rights to films, the rights don't last as long as they used to. Back in the day, when you bought the rights to like films or a certain percentage of a film catalog, you could be you, sure of like 5 to 10 years, minimum. Nowadays, like it seems as if the more companies, the boutique labels that are out there, um, reaching, like grabbing for stuff, the shorter the range on actually keeping things, keeping the I'll get this out first day, no time, uh, of like keeping the rights to certain films. I had a few Leonard Maltin classic movie guys. I'm a huge fan of those actually. I'm a huge fan of Cisco and Ebert too. I didn't agree with a lot of their reviews, but like as in their takes on the films. But I love Cisco and Ebert. When Cisco passed, my heart like it just hurt a bit. And I remember seeing his last interview on Letterman actually, and he looked thinner than he normally did, and you could tell he was sick. And then when Ebert passed too, like Ebert was dead. Like Cisco and Ebert, the reason I am here right now doing this right in front of you guys is because of Leonard Maltin and Cisco and Ebert and guys like that. Those were the guys I grew up with. Uh, and anytime you're kind of wondering, like if you've never grew up with the Cisco and Ebert stuff, and you're thinking like, oh man, I wonder, uh, anybody could do this type of thing. Try watching the sneak previews with Michael Medved, and and then you realize, and the other guy Jeffrey Lyons, and you realize, no, it's not easy to do. It takes a special group of people because they were painful to watch. The Man Who Could Cheat Death, I really like. Anton Diffring, of course, Terrence Fisher, Ham director, and such a cool film. We got like Hazel Court in this one as well. Idle Commentary by Troy Haworth, interview with critic and novelist Kim Newman, interview with Jonathan Rigby. So you got some cool stuff here. The Man Who Could Cheat Death. I haven't got to watch The Life Itself, the entire documentary yet. And I'll tell you why, guys. Because it hurts me. I don't have his book on Disney films. However, Ryan, you'll be glad to know I did collect every one of the tins that was done under Leonard Maltin's like eye when it came to when Disney did those tin sets, those Disney treasures. I have the complete collection. One of the collections I'm actually extremely proud of. The Man Who Died Twice, the title right there. No, who doesn't want that? Like Making Contact. Oh God, I remember very. It's a Roland Emmerich film. I remember very very little about this film, except for the cover. If you go on YouTube, you can find like a lot of like Cisco Neighbor stuff. What I really recommend you check out, aside from like the review stuff, is check out their when they do their holiday gift guide episodes, hour long episodes. They're really good. Yeah, definitely. I agree with you, Michael. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. Actually, Jeffrey Lyons and Michael Medved. I just was not a fan. They just didn't have it, and Michael Medved turned out to be a jerk anyways. So there you go. Gloria Swanson. Yeah, there you go. You don't need to say anything else when it comes to that. They were fans of I actually saw that recently. One of at least one of them wasn't fans of Blue Velvet. They weren't fans of a lot of the films I like, and some of them they surprised me with. They didn't like Beetlejuice. Both of them like gave thumbs down to Beetlejuice as well. They thought it was too obnoxious. They didn't like it. It wasn't a good film. Um, didn't think that that Michael Keaton was a fantastic actor, but wasn't good in that. I don't have the recent Blu-ray. I've got an old DVD of that one. That's another one upgrade down the road. Too much upgrade though, Ryan. I'm still trying to get new stuff. Married to the Mob again. Jonathan Demme one. There you go, Jonathan Demme. That I really like. I love the fact that you get such like 4K scans of like these older films like Marjorie Morningstar. You get their like really old films like with Gloria Swanson, and then you get stuff like this, like the quirky stuff like Mastermind with Zero Mostly, where he plays like the kind of the almost a Charlie Chan type detective actually. Mulholland Falls again. On the Naked Face, well, I'm a huge fan of. Yeah, Cisco liked it. Are you sure it wasn't reversed? I have to watch it because usually, if somebody's saying, "Oh, I think Isabella Rossellini is being exploited," that's a Cisco thing to say. Um, See, normally Ebert liked the exploitation stuff, and Cisco was definitely like uh, the original like when it came to like exploitation films. He took a hard line against it. I'd have to look at it again. I thought it was reversed though. I could be wrong though, man. You could be right. Well, I'm not going to watch a video now, Kubrick. I'm making one. Freebie, I thought it was, but I'd have to look. I'll check afterwards. My Father the Hero. I saw this in theater. God. Uh, sorry. Uh, Not my favorite. Peter Sellers, again, I'm just a huge fan. The Optimist, don't remember that one so much, but I do like Pierce. The Organization, this is one of the Tibbs films. See, there was more than one like Tibbs. There's three, actually. Uh, so if you, it's a Warner. Okay, there we go. Blue Velvet is one of my favorites, actually. I always love Blue Velvet. But yeah, Sidney Poitier, Shrio North's in this one. Okay, Raul Julia, Donald J. Travanti. Yeah, yeah. I don't have this. I really should have this. They call me Mr. Tibbs. Play it to the bonus here. Phobia. There's the one that you picked up, right? Huge fan of this film. Saw this on VHS. Never have owned the Blu-ray. It's Paul Michael Glazer from Starsky and Hutch, and basically it's God, someone else has seen this. A psychiatrist, right? I really don't know, man. Like I'm gonna reach out and see if I can get any clarification. But I'll if I hear back, I'll do an update on the video. I got a couple like Scooby Doo and stuff like that, but not a lot of the Blu-ray releases of the Hanna Barbera programs. If we've already got them, see, they've only really done Blu-ray releases of stuff that I've already got on DVD, and most of them we got, and we kept in box and kept in really good condition. But Scooby Doo is one that we really do want to take any risks. So we recently bought the Jetsons, but bought that on DVD because it was like just cheaper to buy. Uh, John Huston film, really good, really big fan of Phobia. Enjoyed this one here. Exploitation, right? I'm sure it's still in Canada. I'll come here about Karupi. I'm probably pronounced it wrong. Of Exploitation.com. Okay, there you go. Film historian. Not pronounce those names. Susan Hogan, actress. I'll do that one. Was it made for TV? I didn't think it was actually. Though you could be right. I've been wrong more than once tonight, man. Lost Highway is his favorite, like David Lynch film, like hands down. Pit Stop, Jack Hill. Of course, this was put out also by Arrow. I have I seen Lake Placid 2 and 3. Not recently. Like I got part 3. Part 2 is supposed to be good. Apparently, part 3 is not. But I won't. No, part 2 is supposed to be not good. Part 3 is. I got part 2 recently. I don't have part 3. Played to the Bone. Good release. Woody Harrelson and Antonio Banderas. Prey TV. That's actually a bit of a fun release as well. All right, now we're going to get into some stuff that I really like, and that is really worth talking about. Some fantastic titles here. I can see a bunch already that I strongly recommend. Uh, part 3 is bad. Okay, maybe I got the right one then. So, The Private Life of Sherlock Holmes with Billy Wilder is an excellent film. Would 100% recommend this. I actually like Night. It's been a long time since I've seen it, Michael, but I did dig Nightkill back in the day. Now, remember, it's been a long time since I've seen it. I don't know Nightkill yet. So if anybody has it and has watched it recently, please let me know. Unfortunately, I gotta say this: Lynch has been a bit of a jerk with the whole with the whole thing, and basically that Kino went out there and put out the release, and because Lynch thinks all of his movies belong on Criterion, uh, he will not support any other release except for my Criterion release of his films. And Criterion's not the only company out there. So, and I do love Criterion. I just don't like the way that he takes that stance, that hard stance. And I do like David Lynch. But I understand. I just don't agree with it. Like when Kino put the work in to put out the release, uh, he stopped features from getting on it. He just it's not a Criterion release, so it's not. It's a bit frustrating as a collector. Psychopath by Freddie Francis. Oh, there, IB Collectibles. Well, no, right on. I do have a few Criterion releases. Of course, I got a few of the big sets, the Bergman set. I got the Godzilla set that they put out. Of course, I got a lot of the big ones that most people have, but there's still, I would love to have a lot more Criterion in my collection. The Psychopath, an Amicus film done by Freddie Francis. 100% recommend this. I actually did like this one. If it's the one I'm thinking about, there's kind of little dolls by the victims. Mother, may I go to kill? Written by Robert Bloch. Because a lot of the movies a lot of stuff that came up by Amicus was written by Robert Bloch or based on a novel by Robert Bloch. Here's another one that I really dug back in the day. It stars the late Ray Sharkey, actually, and it is The Rain Killer. I have always really dug this film. It's one of those that kind of just close to my heart, like definitely close to my heart. If you've never seen it, Ray Sharkey, Michael Chiklis, uh, definitely worth checking out. Creepy Killer and Rain Killer. I think I remember this one being one of my dad's like favorites they liked as well. And again, I'm not mentioning it here, but look, there's like these titles here are $7.99, $6.99. Some DVDs and Blu-rays for $4.99. Incredible stuff. James Coburn, Telly Savalas, and Bud Spencer. Hell yes. A Reason to Live, A Reason to Die. Really weird tales. This is an odd little kind of almost like a parody of kind of SCTV style version of the Twilight Zone. Really, it's weird. It's really weird and really quirky, and you gotta like that style of humor. Like if you like the SCTV humor, you're probably gonna dig this. If you watch SCTV, if you watch Kids in the Hall. But the thing, Elton, you gotta understand, Really Weird Tales does not have a Blu-ray. Some films you're gonna have to like if you really want the titles, um, they don't make it to Blu-ray, and sometimes the elements just aren't there to make a Blu-ray edition of the film. How do I prioritize what you? Honestly, yes, there is. For me, that's a great question actually, and I don't think I've ever been asked that. Um, I usually what I used to do, Auntie, what I did at a period of time was every year when like usually around like December, I'd start looking at the projected releases for the next year, and I would choose a what type of film that I wanted to check, or what I wanted to buy, or what type of company, or even what genre. And every year, what I used to do was I'd prioritize something. So basically, if I looked at my collection and I thought, man, I really want some more of these. I want more Kino in my collection. I want to get more, or like more Kino. I want to get more Vinegar Syndrome. I want to get more Criterion. And I looked at their back catalog stuff that I wanted, and I looked for things that, okay, can I put the brakes on, say, another company, for instance, and just focus on this for a while. So normally I would do it like I try to do it for the year, but normally it would go from 3 to 6 months, and I'd start collecting a certain company. And if I wasn't collecting a certain company, I would collect a certain genre. Now it's gotten a lot harder as the channel has gotten a little bit bigger, in the fact that I do reviews as well now. So I that broadens the range of stuff that I do, and that's good for me because I don't burn out as quickly. But I also have things that I have to like watch and have to review. So what I'd say is just focus on what you look at the companies that are out there, look at what's coming out, look at what's already out there, and look at your collection, look what you want, and focus like strongly on the things that you really don't want to be without, and go with that. Because a lot of here's the thing, a lot of these companies that have like sales, so to do things, as long as they're, yeah, the sales make it hard to stick to one label. As long as you can reel yourself back and say, you know what, I can wait on this. This will be there for another sale. When it's a limited release, sometimes you got to break you got to break your rules. I do that all the time. Yeah, like get what interests you, because like you can just go by every you could go like you could buy every Criterion, and you could go and like because they put it 5 a month. You could buy every like Scream Factory, put a million a month, or or Indicator, or Imprint if you like the Imprint label. But not every time you're gonna find out that everything there is something that that you actually like. I like that. Thank you, Matt. I like that actually. 78 to 79% watcher to like ratio. It is pretty darn good. So hopefully that helps out. Pursuit, yeah, Pursuit is actually a good film. Michael Crichton. Michael Crichton also did a film by Warner Archives that I recommend called Looker, which definitely a good film ahead of its time. Now, Bright Water, I've only ever had the DVD of this one, and I've only got this one. I never opened it actually, but I saw this years ago on VHS. So this is one, the Ring of Bright Water is one of those, the animal films. I think done by the people that did Born Free. I'm pretty sure actually. Congo's fun. It's cheap. Like Congo has Tim Curry. So there you go. Like at the very least, you're gonna get some good Tim Curry. Noir. Look towards Kino and let's say Kino, Warner Archives, uh, definitely for Noir. The both of those companies strongly have a strong have a strong noir like presence. So like one of my favorites is At the Past that was part of Warner Archives. There's a few Kino like film noir box sets that I definitely recommend. Picked that up recently. I gotta get Looker before it sells out, man. I'm worried that one's not gonna come back in. Like my better half asked me, if you could pick up any Kino, like any like Warner, what are you gonna pick up? I do have Casablanca. I got Casablanca a couple times. Actually, my better half was born in Casablanca, Ryan. Um, so I have seen. I like Home actually. Here's a movie that stuck with me when I was younger. So this came out in 1986. This came out when I was a teenager, and it's about teenagers. And I will say this right now. Whew, was it a great film? Was it a rough film? As in, like, it took me through an emotional roller coaster. And just look at the cast here. So we got Chris McGlover, Keanu Reeves, Oni Sky. If you don't remember Oni Sky, look her up. She's gorgeous. Roxana Zal, Daniel Roebuck has a very important role in this one here. Joshua Miller, Dennis Hopper. Uh, this is one of the greats of one of the greats. River's Edge is a film about disaffected youth. Basically, the idea behind the film is that, and I think it's Roebuck actually. Roebuck has killed his girlfriend, and his friends feel that it's their duty to cover it up for him. And we get to see how different people react to the fact that, without much like care or concern, or he has murdered his girlfriend. And it's just, well, Hopper is the king of weird, man. It's such an incredible film. Yeah, if this is going out of print, Sabata, get yourself Sabata. It's such a good western. Lee Van Cleef, William Bender, love Sabata. I got Sam Whiskey. My better half actually chose this one. I'm not quite sure. I haven't seen Sam Whiskey in years, but I'm going to assume it's good. The Scalp Hunters, Burt Lancaster's great anyway. Secret Invasion's a fun one, a bit of a low budget, liked it. Silk, I enjoyed as well. Rudolph Valentino, the Sheik, of course. This is cool, cheese. Again, Freddie Francis here, The Skull, Amicus as well, with Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. There's so many good titles here. There's a lot of good titles, but the sale is not too. It's not a 50 or 60 page sale, so it's not like overwhelming in the way that the Arrow sale got overwhelming. But there's definitely enough titles to make yourself like get a good like run of titles like that are incredibly uh, good. One, fun to watch, and two, like get a bunch of movies come and you're like, you know what, these are great films. These are really freaking great films. Slam Dance, Virginia Madison. Again, I love this one. Um, is it a great film? Probably not so much. Did I like it? Yes, I really did. And the cover's iconic. Slam Dance. That cover was in like my video store. You'd see it all the time. Spike's Gang with Lee Marvin, Star Crystal, Fun Cheese. I don't know actually. I don't know what Michael Crichton died of. Vanessa Redgrave in streaming. So Striker. I remember. Here we go. Serios H Santiago. There's another Santiago film. $7.99 on DVD. I know it's on DVD, but it's still a really fun film to have. A Strange Adventure here we got by Wim Whitney. Table for Five. Suppose he gave War Nobody Came. I remember that film actually. 10 Seconds to Hell right there. It was recommended by people. So for people like Hammer, this was recommended. 10 Seconds to Hell by Robert Aldrich. Fantastic film. Okay, here we go. This is a weird film and one of my favorites. I think the actor here, I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure if he was dating or was going out with like, who was it? Was it Living in John or something like that? God, okay, Michael, here's one to ask you about. They're playing with, what is your thoughts on They're Playing with Fire? Have you seen They're Playing with Fire? Because They're Playing with Fire is one of the films that brought me like way over my puberty. Do you really? I missed that video. I gotta check that video. I actually dig this film. This is a weirdly, tonally unusual film. It is, yeah, it's giallo, it's slasher, it's softcore sexploitation. Uh, but it has Sybil Danning, and I will tell you right now. But if you are a fan at all of Sybil Danning, that is Sybil Danning at her absolute peak. At the Still a beautiful lady, but that is peak Sybil Danning right there. It kind of is. I mean, like it sort of is. It's like it's not Malibu Beach level of off kilter. So yeah, if you see this here, you're thinking sex comedy, you're thinking Porky's or something like that. You're not thinking there's a mass killer in the film, but there is, um, and it has some really fun actors in there. Paul Clemens, Andrew Prine was a favorite actor of mine. KT Stevens from Young the Restless, who I know because as you guys know, that's if I wouldn't if I wouldn't have been here, if I hadn't taken the turn that I took, soap opera actor probably would have been my lot in life. So there you go. Sometimes I still wonder what if. I know it does, but it's strange. Oh yeah. Oh man, she looks so different in the Red Queen Kills sometimes. I don't have Sunset in the West actually. Those redheads from Seattle in 3D. How can you not want this in 3D? Look at this. You get to see Rhonda Fleming, Jean Barry, Agnes Moorehead in 3D. Ooh, okay. The Bell Sisters. You really don't. I mean, like, unless you know she's in it, uh, then because I'm guessing you got the Arrow video, like one that I got, like the box set. Was it the I can't remember the name of it, but there was two films in the box set. Such good release. So Thieves Like Us with Shelley Duvall and Keith Carradine. Again, I thought it was fun. This is cool. So Thunderbirds are go, and Thunderbirds 6. Two featured films I think that were done from the Thunderbird series. So kind of digging on that. Killer Dames, thank you, Jason. That's the one. I think the Red Queen kills 7 times, and Evelyn something about Evelyn. Evelyn, oh God, one of those nice guys. One of those nice. It's later here. Tiger by the Tail. Again, Christopher George, Tippi Hedren, Charo's in it. Gotta love that. The Ties That Bind. Um, Daryl Hannah and Keith Carradine. Can't you say, oh wow. Tobar the Great. Well, Thunderbird, well, Team America World Police is actually it's a parody of the Thunderbird, so there's a reason for that. It was one of the inspirations for. Yeah, it was actually the CIA scene in the movie. There you go. See, Michael Keane dropping some knowledge here tonight, and it is a Jules Dassin film. And honestly, you're safe. And you've seen the name Jules Dassin as director. You're safe, man. Bit of an odd cover for this film, but I get it. Though it kind of looks like their heads are just sort of sort of placed on somebody else. Just look there. This does not look like it's part of their bodies. Rogers trigger. And we're at the last page now, guys. Another one that I actually really like, Unforgettable. Uh, Directed by John Dahl, Ray Liotta, Linda Fiorentino. Uh, when it comes to like the neo noir, like genre, Linda Fiorentino was definitely made for them. Like she was almost like born at the wrong time because like Linda Fiorentino is somebody that in the days like in the 30s and 40s, the days of the actual noir films, would have been like a major star. Um, and it's such a shame that there's just wasn't enough of that. Like she's done a lot of great films, but there wasn't enough of those style films to for it actually being. Is that John Dollison? No, I think it is. The last selection. Okay, perfect. Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, it's Kim Cattrall's on this one as well. So you gotta definitely worth picking up. Vigilante Force. I dug that one actually. The War Between Men and Women. Again, I like Jack Lemmon, so that was a fun one for me. What's New Pussycat? Who is Haley? You know, I know I've seen it, but I don't remember it. Who is Harry Kellerman, and why is he saying those terrible things about me? I know I liked it, but I don't remember for the life of me. Like it, then again, it's like after almost 1:30 at night here. So, and I just recently woke up because not feeling the greatest. So I do apologize for some of these that I don't get. I don't like. I may remember this tomorrow. Burt Lancaster, young anything Burt Lancaster. To be honest with you, John Frankenheimer directing it. Come on, young Billy Young with Burt Kennedy directing. Robert Mitchum and Angie Dickinson, David Carradine. The last like, see, that's the thing. She was perfect for those type of roles, Mike. She was perfect for the femme fatale star roles, and there wasn't enough femme fatale star roles out there for her to do. Like the noir is like here's this a film genre that I definitely want to see come back. It was I love film noir, and I think it's right for a reimagining, a reawakening, a retelling actually. Per se. You don't have to like remake the film noirs that are already out there. Those are fantastic. Film noir is one of the genres that I do think is a timeless genre, just in the way that it's done and shot. It kind of makes it like that. Yeah, film noir is a type of cinema that almost kind of like flies in between any type of specific uh, time frame. Now, I think that at the way that we are right now, the cynical society that we have at this point in time, it's a perfect time to see film noir come back and make a because in the '80s we had a few come out. I remember when what was it called? Against All Odds came out, and I remember To Live and Die in L.A. And I'm cool. Robert Mitchum's like kind of a quiet, cool dentist. So I think anything like for me, like any Robert Mitchum is safe. Like even the crappier films that Robert Mitchum are in, I enjoy them. I remember when we had like the store in when I just come back from college. My first year I was doing journalism, and we got these bunch of like I mentioned on here before. We got this bunch of tapes like for like renting like VHS tapes, and one of them was Yakuza actually with Robert Mitchum, which I kind of dug. I mean, it was a different film, um, and definitely was different for Robert Mitchum, but I enjoyed. It was such a great summer because I was given these boxes upon boxes of like VHS tapes to watch. So some of them didn't even have like didn't like because there'd been like a flood in the basement. The tapes were salvaged and I dried that, but a lot of the labels on the tapes were actually had been taken off. So I was going in blind and like watching every one of these tapes and pretty much figuring out what they're about. So I got to see so many different films and so many different like genre stuff like Pets, which is out now from Vinegar Syndrome. I initially got to see through there. The Betsy, it's a Harold. What's his name? Harold Russell. Harold. I forget it. Anyway, the Betsy was another film, but and just with the Lords of Discipline. So many good films. Honestly, Kubrick, not even remotely. I would I would be lying to you if I told you that I could actually even try to count up like what I've seen in my lifetime because there's times when I'll go through like I'm not watching films, and there are times in my life when basically um, when I just engulfed it. And back in the days of the VHS days, and especially the CED days, even I would get a machine. Like if I was at my mom's, like because my ex stepdad, he used to have he was in electronics, so we had all the VCRs, like any like Betamax, whatever. Like he had all those. He used to fix them up. We had like two or three of those. When I was with my grandparents, they weren't so big on having one, so I used to rent them out, and I would rent out like several films at a time. So I'd rent like a VCR and rent out like 5 to 10 films for the weekend, and often I would like just dive into watching these films, and I'd finish them and I'd bring them back on the same weekend, and I would rent more because I wanted to get the most I could out of like renting the VCR at the time, like just get as much as I could out of it, which hopefully kind of answers the question. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of films, and the thing is, I didn't. It wasn't so much as like okay, I like this film or oh, I like slashers, yeah, or like I was a weird kid. So I like I grew up in the '80s, so I like my slasher films, but I like Giallo, but I like film noir, but I enjoyed musicals, and dramas, and comedies and silent films. So it wasn't like there was a genre. There wasn't a genre I don't think that I didn't like. Even like when it came to like when I was younger to the adult films, and I was like to the point, if it's got like because I'm teenage me, it's like oh well I can see nudity anywhere. But if the like and especially in the '80s, but if the adult film actually has a good story to it, I'll remember it and I'll write it down because I remember there was this one. What was it called? Really story based. But there was like a lot of adult scenes called. I can't talk about too much on here, but it's called American Taboo. I think it was like a 4-part adult miniseries that was done over 4 VHS tapes that told a complete overarching storyline, and it always stuck with me. I don't know if it ever got like any good release. I don't mean like the Taboo series. I mean it was called American Taboo, and that's what it was legit like miniseries ran over 4 episodes. So yeah, I watched a lot of weird different films, and that's why it led to this. Link is fun. I mean, do you like Killer Monkey movies? There's the thing, Boba Fett. I mean, if you don't like Killer Monkey movies, you're not gonna like it. But if you're already on board with the fact that Killer Monkeys, you're gonna like it because it is like If Link's the one I'm thinking about, that's the one with Elizabeth Shue, right? Similar to Unforgiven. That's hard to me because you're going like Unforgiven. You're kind of thinking about the classics when it comes to Unforgiven. You're thinking about like a lot of the stuff, Jason, that you probably already got. If you're a Western fan and you got Unforgiven, then you probably made your way up to the John Fords and probably watched a lot of like style westerns like that. I did recently watch Shootout, and not like Unforgiven at all, actually. But Kino put a western called Shootout. I really really enjoyed it. Shane, there you go. That's actually pretty close. But Unforgiven's a classic, and a lot of the westerns that I go for wouldn't be. Hey there, Trash. So Kino Lorber, well supplies last sale, man. 8 pages of titles, running in everywhere from $4.99 to the very most expensive one I think that I saw listed there is $11.99. My favorite movie of all time, and I do go back and forth on this, is probably Black Christmas, the 1974 film, Ron, because it's the film that kind of got me into to loving film. But that being said, there's a lot of films that stand out. Network has always been a favorite. I don't talk about it on here very much, actually, Brian. But Network, written by Padachowski, has always been a favorite film of mine. And when I was going into when I was going to acting, it was a film that I would watch on VHS over and over again, especially if I was going to do a tape. And back in the day, that's how you, like, especially if you didn't live near the near where some of the stuff was being done, what you'd have to do was you do an audition tape, and I would look at things like Saturday Night Fever, some of the scenes from Rocky, and but Network especially, it always stood out to me. I thought Padachowski's like it was ahead of his time. I think the film still stands like today as just being such an amazing uh, piece of cinema and just such amazing acting and such a dark comedic film. And he said, no, I didn't write a satire. He said, I wrote what was going on at the time. And in a way, it really is. Um, and the neat thing and the sad thing about it is the guy that starred in it, um, he was an Australian actor. He really, really like campaigned for the film like role and he got it and for the he was like practicing his Oscar speech because he knew he was gonna he killed it. He knew he was gonna win it. um he passed away sitting up in a chair reading a newspaper um before the Oscars happened, speaking of the Oscars. And somebody, I can't remember what, I'm not sure if it was one of the actors anyway, I think, from the film that were actually brought up to to take the Oscar for him, to like to accept it. And guy got up there and said, it's his wife that belongs up on the stage right now, because he'd been practicing his speech to his wife all this time, like when they're in the kitchen eating food, when they're in the washroom and he's shaving, he's practicing his speech. So he's passed on, but his speech lives with his wife, and she actually goes on, she accepts it, and she reads his speech, which actually is a little interesting piece of trivia for those that are fans of cinema and the Oscars. Pale Rider is a really cool film. How do you're good with math, or is there a way to tell the like to watch ratio? Kino has a lot of good titles here, um, and like one of the things that like people don't really take into consideration with Kinos too, like they work with a lot of companies. There's Redemption, which is Kino. There's Jezebel, the with Cohen. You find a lot of Kino stuff on from different. So if we go to Kino, let's just go to Shop Kino. Let's go to Kino Shop. We'll go right to their store. I already get the things to come, so we won't go with that. Shop DVDs, Blu-rays as low as $5.99. You can see right there. Actually, it's $4.99. To be honest with you, and we see great stuff like the Good, Bad, and the Ugly. You look down through here, you're going to see like a ton of stuff. Um, they have TV stuff like the Buck Rogers, the 25th Century. I recommend that. I got to get that myself. Actually, it's really good. Uh, 5-card stud. Love the Western, by the way. Outer Limits, the pioneers of African American cinema. I would love that. Pioneers, first women filmmakers. I would love that these pioneer sets. Collaboration with Scorpio Releasing with Code Red as well. Um, so you're going to get a lot of cool. So don't think you won't get, like, if you're like a genre person and you think, oh, we're not going to get any genre, you're going to get like a ton of genre stuff. There's their sale right here. You can see new releases, world cinema documentaries, studio classics, silent films, cult and horror. Go to cult and horror, for instance, right now. And Jacques Rivette's Out. One is here. Of course, we don't have that one yet. But the OSS 117. Like some of these here, like you look at these here and you see some of these here aren't in the sale, but they're actually on like sale prices, or they've been like lowered down. Um, the OSS 117 set, which I did recommend you guys, is on for, like, if you want to buy if you're not quite sure and you want to get the DVD edition of it, it's under $30. It's $29.97 right now. The Hills of Eyes, the basic one for that one. The Blu-ray is $11.97. If you don't care about the feature of the Hills of Eyes, it's bam right there. There's a ton of stuff here. Like some stuff, like I showed you a lot of the big sale stuff, but you see stuff here like Forbidden Fruit Volume 4, marijuana and narcotic, stuff like that. The sale page, actually, Baby Herman, if you go down to the to the to the bottom section of this video, you'll there's a link to the sale page. They got a lot of TV stuff, from The Outer Limits to to The Master, to just a bunch of stuff. The vampire films of Jean Rollin, Volume 1. They've never done Volume 2 because I don't think the first volume sold as well as they wanted to. I do, actually. Girl on a Motorcycle, that's one of their Jezebel releases. So just to give you an example of the Jezebel stuff. This is Elaine Delon and Marianne Faithfull. There's the Jezebel logo right there. Anytime, man. Hopefully you find some great stuff. Night Stalker TV series is coming out. That's one I desperately want. When Kino put out Night Stalker, Night Strangler on Blu-ray, I bought those immediately. Here is like one of the Redemption line, and this is Elaine Rubb. Okay, I'm not going to pronounce it right. And this, of course, is the Redemption logo. This tends to be more like cult oriented, more horror. As you see, some erotic as well. One that we picked up, like the last time we were in Halifax, which is a long time ago now, was Jean-Paul Belmondo is in The Professional. Great film, by the way. Strongly recommend this one. With Robert Hussein. Robert Hussein is a fantastic actor. He's actually in one of the OSS 117 films. He plays like the main bad guy. And you get the score here. The score on this film is by Ennio Morricone, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, it is. It's shot by Henri Ducal, who did Bob the Gambler, among other fantastic films. So if you haven't, Kubrick, this is one you're going to want if you don't have it. Classic film. Like, there's so much there to look into. They have such a deep and varied catalog of films. And now, like, and then you get to stuff from, like, I just showed you The Professional, and from there, what do we go to? Werewolf on Wheels, for crying out loud. And look at this cover. Thanks, Sanji. You have a great night there, man. I'm actually going to bed soon too because I got to work in the morning. But well, Kubrick, if I don't soon get more donations on my channel, I'm going to be dirt poor as well. Because I'll be honest, like my last couple of videos uh, got demonetized. The last one because of Warner Brothers. That's a large order, man. But I haven't got a donation in the last couple of videos. It's a bit like disheartening. Man, I don't think it'll work for me. I'm older than you, Michael. But trust me, at this point, I'm getting desperate. I do have to say though that I would truly 110% appreciate my patrons because right now you're kind of keeping this channel going. There's been a couple times recently that I've thought about shutting down. To be bluntly honest with you, but I haven't. No, I showed the Kung Fu, the trailer for Kung Fu, the new series, and I with the sound down, and Warner Brothers Television, uh, they demonetized it. Satan Bug, Twice Told Tales, Trapeze, Avante, Deranged. Oh, Deranged, excellent. Actually, Night Kill, Reason to Live, Reason to Die, Savage Weekend, Vigilante Force, Child's Waiting. Great titles. Did I say fair use? I don't know if I claimed fair use now, but I probably should have. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, like you go on, you try to like support the support the stuff, but there you go. Yeah, well, don't worry about it. We know who it is. Everybody here now knows who's beneath the troll like name. So they were outed on a couple videos ago. So we're not going to talk about it. And let's be honest. At the end of the day, it's going to hurt their channel. Do I personally like Kino Lorber or Criterion more? I don't know. I love Criterion. If this was my better half, like those are two of her. Thank you. Of her actual favorite companies. So for my better half, like it's between those two. Like literally, like it's like neck and neck. That's the that's the cool thing about that. Find something I wanted to share. All right. So, with that being said, I'm tired, man. I do apologize. By the way, if you want to see a good review in North Shore, um, I know that Brian Sauer did a review of that one. Kino charge tax. I really don't know, my Magda. To be honest with you, I haven't ordered from like directly from Kino in a little bit. I used to order their sales until I found that unfortunately they started like there used to be if over $100 would be free shipping, but now like the shipping cost is a bit more, and it's caused us to like order from Amazon, but for our Kino stuff. But we do like Kino. I'm probably not gonna have tea because it's too late, so I'm probably gonna have myself either some peach or apple juice. I am Aaron. I want to say right off the bat, thank you guys for coming in tonight. Um, Truly do 110% appreciate all you guys and everything that you do here. Um, if you haven't checked out Michael's channel on here, by the way, Michael does some amazing stuff, and I recommend that you check it out. Guys like Kubrick Lover, of course, Dirk here from from VHS Podcast was on here. Brian Sauer, Daniel Epler, who does the Cowbibs podcast, another fantastic guy to check out. Also coming out soon is and I'm hopefully going to have it, is the Prowler CD soundtrack from Howlin' Wolf Records, and I hope to like actually unbox that on the channel and kind of just go from there. The Grand Duel in Helmet with China 9. Cool. I am Aaron. Thank you for watching the Call of Cinema today. Have a fantastic night. Check out some Kino stuff. Check out the Howlin' Wolf Records webpage. I will be showing off that in hopefully soon, if things have been taking a long time getting through customs. But I will see you guys soon here again in the Call of Cinema. Have a great evening, and talk to you later.